Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and ATM Mastermind Group page, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 essential business tips that you as an ATM business owner definitely need. Always remember, here at PDQ Merchant Enterprises and ATM Mastermind Group page, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. So don't forget to register in the link below for our ATM Masterclass so you can start your ATM journey today. Point number 1, contract versus no contract, or location agreement versus no location agreement. This is what I like to call it's a location agreement, not a contract. Always reference it as the location agreement. But basically, time to time, you'll have to make a decision. Do I want to get into this location agreement or this location or not? A lot of times, a store owner will push back. They'll say, you know what, I don't want to sign anything. I don't want to do anything. For us at PDQ Merchant Enterprises, when I started in the game, we didn't have any location agreements. I didn't have one that it started with. I didn't have a piece of paper. And then as we developed throughout our 20 plus years of business, then I started saying, you know what, I need a location agreement every time. And it went from, hey, we would do it sometimes, to more. Now it's every time. I don't want to enter into a location without a location agreement. It's just too cumbersome, and I have too much risk. However, some of you guys who will be starting out in the game, you're going to make these decisions, and you will probably enter into a location without an agreement. It happens from time to time. We had a corporate location. They had a master agreement. They didn't want to sign an individual location. And you know what? We just stepped away, gave it to somebody else. They can put their ATM in it. The master agreement's there, and there's some protection. There's not necessarily protection that I'm looking for myself. The master does have a lot of protection, just not all the protection that we need as a company for ourselves. So we decided to step away, give it away to somebody else. And for you guys in the group, we've advertised, hey, got a location. Unfortunately, nobody was in the city that I needed it. But you know what? From time to time, there's a lot of agreements out there. There's a lot of locations that we do give away. But for us, we decided, you know what? The location agreement is more important than the cash flow. And so we decided, you know what? We're going to stay with the location agreement. But a lot of you guys, you'll make the decision, you know what? I'm okay with it. I don't care. I just want the cash flow. And you'll make the decision. So that's what you're going to need to know. Cash flow versus location agreement. Point number 2 is the ACH agreement versus the check. What do you want to do? A lot of people, I can tell you all the time, they just write these checks out. They write them out on a monthly basis. Some go quarterly, some do yearly. We chose long time ago because I got tired of writing the checks. I didn't like the checks, and then I have to go and I would have to print out a statement, make sure it was the right amount, and then put it in an envelope along with a check and write that out. And I got to buy stamps. And at that time, I'm all out on that. We automate that whole process with an ACH agreement, which stands for Automated Clearing House. And then we just automate it. An email goes out at the first of the month. Deposit goes into their account between the 4th and the 8th of the month every month. And there's trackability, 100% transparency. In case somebody didn't get their money, we can easily send an email, download something and a report, and then send it to them. And then there's all kinds of verifications. They have MAC encryption codes, or trace numbers we like to call them, that shows the money went into this account, and it's all verifiable, and it's very simple, and it happens transparently and seamlessly. So we chose to do that. We don't chose to write checks, but you guys in this ATM business will make that choice. If you're on the PDQ team, we will encourage you to make sure that you get that voided check and that ACH agreement so you can be hands-off like we are. But other companies are not so responsive, and they'll just empower you to write a check. Point number 3, used ATM or new ATM. I encourage you guys all the time, when you first start in the game, buy a new ATM. You don't have to worry about the thing not working. There's a warranty comes with it. It's all brand new and shiny, has all the latest greatest software and all the bells and whistles that go through it. A lot of times people start to get into the game. I see they buy used. Then they buy something that they thought was a good deal, and it turns out to not be a good deal. You're trying to get into the game. You want to be a good company. And you know what? You don't want to buy somebody else's mistakes. So what we do is we encourage you to buy new. However, a lot of people say, you know, I can save money if I buy used. Yes, you can, but unless you know how to fix it and you know what you're buying, it becomes cumbersome. Again, what we're trying to do is minimize our service calls and our time. For a lot of people who are in the game, it's a way they can grow their route a little bit faster and a little bit more inexperienced. but then those ATMs are worthless. So if you buy new, you got a shelf life of 7 to 10 years. When you buy used, you have shelf life of 2 to 3. If that, if you are smart enough to buy the right ATM. If you buy the wrong ATM, you could have no shelf life. People are selling ATMs that aren't EMV upgraded or can't be upgraded to the next generation, whatever that is next time. So next time something happens, you won't be able to upgrade. You'll have to throw that away. So keep in mind, whatever you're buying, most of the time will have a 0 shelf life. Point number 4, wireless or hardwired. Phil, what does that mean, wireless or hardwired? Well, we have the ability, and PDQ sells these, is little mobile ATMs or devices that go in the ATM. It communicates at cellular, not wirelessly. We call it wireless, but it's really cellular. So the cellular device will allow your ATM to communicate basically anywhere, so you don't have to hardwire a broadband signal into your ATM. Now, we choose both, we run both sides. If you're gonna hardwire it, which that means is you're gonna have to go buy a broadband cable, you're gonna have to know how to splice the ends, make the connection, run it from the router or the switch or the DMARC to your ATM, and then you'll have the chance of, if their internet goes down, you're gonna guarantee yourself a phone call to help get their internet back up and running. Or you can go wireless, where now if their internet goes down, your ATM still works. You'll have to make that choice. The difference is probably gonna cost you about $10 a month. Which way do I go? Do I buy the internet mobile device and then pay a monthly fee, or do I just wait for a service call? You'll make the decision what's most economic for you and the best decision. So just let you know, you'll make the decision. Point number 5 is going to be 10s or 20s. Which way do I go, Phil? Which way is the best? For us, we made a decision, you know what, 20s is the best way to go. In some neighborhoods, the location owner wants 10s, which means you'll have to go to the location a little bit more frequently. The quality of the bill when you could deal with 10s is not so good as it is with 20s. But sometimes you got to make these adjustments to get the store. So if you're in certain neighborhoods, there's like, well, we just want 10s. People take out the 20, then they come and buy a stick of gum, and I'm constantly giving them 10s. I don't want to eliminate that. I just want to get 10s filled. How do we do that? Now, it sounds good, but then the bills jam up more often. We got more service calls. And so it's not as nice as it seems, but it does happen. And sometimes you got to do that to get the location. So you'll make a decision. Is it something you want to do and not? For us, you know what? If the guy wanted 10s, we'll go in, we'll do the 10s for a while, then we switch it to 20s. And then, you know what, the store owner, after they see what we can do, they're usually comfortable with. Very few places do we have on 10s, because I'm not a big fan of it. I like to convert it to 20s. It's very easy and the build quality is good. All right, but you'll have to make a decision. Which way do I go and why? I'm going to give you a bonus tip today, which is point number 6 is this, is how am I going to run my service? Phil, what does that mean? So you're going to have to come up with a response time. What is that response time? Is it going to be 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, the next day? So when somebody calls you on your phone and says, you know, my ATM isn't working, then you guys say, okay, here, we're going to be out there. How fast? In the beginning, when you set the relationship up, you're going to have to let them know, hey, we'll be out there. If anything breaks, we'll be out there within 4 hours. We'll be out there within 8 hours. You'll have to know that. And you know what? Set those thresholds. So when somebody says, well, you never come out, hey, I told you it's going to be next day service, and now you want same day service, it's a different negotiation. So you got to keep that in mind. What's your response time? Do that up front when you get the location. Hey, I'll let you know our response time is within 4 hours. That way, if something breaks, you got 4 hours to get there to fix it. All right? So thank you guys very much for making it channel number 1 in our space. Always remember to like and subscribe and share with all of your friends. And don't forget to click the link below for our masterclass to help you start your ATM journey today. Thank you guys very much.